Above all, Iran must face a credible nuclear threat.
From him.
Yep, that's again, when you take a look at the Israeli, they have a three-phased approach to their nuclear deterrence. The phase one is deliberate ambiguity. Yeah, we got them, but we ain't talking about them. And that just leaves everybody guessing. And it also makes it so that the United States doesn't have to hold Israel accountable for violating American nuclear nonproliferation policy, because if Israel ever said we are a declared nuclear state, the Nuclear Nonproliferation Treaty doesn't recognize them as such. Therefore, they'd be susceptible to mandatory sanctions from the United States. So we're playing a game. Nixon started it where, see no here we speak, we just won't talk about it. But now the Israelis' phase two of their deterrence policy is to allude to the existence of this. As I said, Ariel Sharon did so, Omer did, and now Netanyahu just did it. They must face, he didn't say Israel has the credible nuclear threat. He didn't say we have nuclear weapons, but the way he said it, everybody knows what he's talking about. They must face a credible nuclear deterrent. Netanyahu doesn't dictate American nuclear deterrence policy, so he can't be speaking on behalf of us or anybody else. He can only be speaking on behalf of Israel. So Israel's moved into phase two of their deterrencing, which is why the conditions we face today are very dangerous, because once you allude to it, the next step might be you're getting into demonstration. So the missiles may come out again and be test fired again. And then there might be an underground nuclear test to say, we ain't joking, we got it. And then if Iran continues to do this, the next step is fire the missiles, take out Tehran.
How absurd to hear him call the leadership of Iran fanatics when, of course, he is a fanatic. How ridiculous it is for him to complain that Iran is violating sanctions, or the sanctions haven't been imposed. He's violating, the Congress is violating American federal law by giving any financial and military assistance to a country that fails to comply with the UN protocols, which you know better than anybody on the planet, for nuclear weapons. But before you reply, Scott, here is my friend and former colleague Chris Cuomo trying to get a yes or no out of Prime Minister Netanyahu on whether Israel has a nuclear capability.
Does Israel have nuclear capabilities and nuclear weapons? Yes or no?
We've always said that we won't be the first to introduce it, so we haven't introduced it.
But that's not an answer to the question. Do you have them or do you not?
Of any country. It's as good an answer as you're going to get.
Same as Ben Gurion, we won't be the first to introduce them into the region.
Yeah, that's
and
their
it's as good
standard
an
call.
answer as you're going to get. I can't imagine the Congress obeying federal law, which prohibits it from giving funds to countries that fail to comply with UN protocols on nuclear weapons if that country is Israel. Can you?
Well, I can imagine it, because the Congress, I mean, let's just be frank here, Judge, they're bought out by the Israeli